Hi everyone. Just going to talk about the assignments for this week and next week in our course. So if you're looking in the syllabus, this is actually about assignments 3 and 4. If you're looking on page 6 in the syllabus, and this actually covers basically the activities we're going to do in week 7 and in week 8. So in week 7, what you're going to do is compose a presentation on a population of your choice, and that presentation is going to focus on trauma-informed care with a population of choice. There's 5 things to talk about, and this presentation should really only be about 5 minutes long. And the reason why it should be so short actually has to do with what we're going to do in week 8. So I'll get to that in a second. But here's what you're going to talk about. So you're going to give us the population of interest and tell us what key demographic statistics do we know? How big is the population? Um, um, what kind of problems do they have? What is it? What is it sort of specifically about them that we need to know? Second thing you're going to talk about is what makes them vulnerable. Third thing you're going to talk about is what barriers the population experiences with respect to seeking care or seeking services. And then the fourth thing you're going to talk about is how do we ensure that trauma-informed care is practiced with the population? In other words, how do we ensure that we're practicing safety or we're sort of evincing safety with the population? How do we ensure that we're evincing choice with the population? How do we ensure that we're evincing collaboration, empowerment, so on with the population? This is sort of the heart of it right here. And then you're going to conclude with what the evidence is that trauma-informed care is with the population. So you're going to need to rely on the peer-reviewed literature, probably for information from number 5, and potentially for information with number 1 and number 3. I think for the most part you could use probably 3, maybe 4 peer-reviewed sources. You can include the citations for the peer-reviewed sources as at the very last slide if you wanted to. Now, the way you're going to submit this presentation, you're not actually going to submit it to me. You're going to submit it to a discussion board that's in the week's material. What I will do at the end of week 7 then is I will move that discussion board into week 8. And in week 8, your task is going to review 10 presentations of your choice from your colleagues. And you're going to have a chance to sort of take some notes on those presentations, and that's what you'll submit to me for credit for sort of the second half of the assignment. The reason that we're going to keep our presentations to about 5 minutes is that if you're going to review 10 of those presentations, that's about 50 minutes or so of your time, and I try to keep the work for this class reasonably condensed. So that's why we're keeping the presentations that we're composing to about 5 minutes, because you're going to review about 10 of them. You're going to review 10 of them. So I've created a note form that you can use. So they're numbered sort of 1, 2, 3. I just copied and pasted this 10 times. You can adjust it however you need to. So what you're going to do when you take notes then in week 8 is give me the name of the student whose presentation you're reviewing. Note the population that is discussed in the video, and then you're going to give me 3 key points from the presentation. And this is where you could sort of make this bigger if you needed to, because the space that I provided wasn't really all that big. And then you're going to give me 2 strengths, or I'm sorry, 1 strength from the presentation and 1 opportunity for growth. And so the reason we're doing this is really twofold. First, when you create your own presentation, you get to be an expert in sort of trauma-informed care with that presentation, and that's going to be useful for you to you as you move out of graduate school and into the job market. And then when you review presentations from colleagues, that gives you a chance to sort of expand your knowledge on the practice of trauma-informed care with a specific population. populations, but it also gives you an opportunity to practice giving constructive feedback. Social work is actually one of the few professions where our code of ethics sort of mandates that we give honest and professional feedback. We don't really have a lot of opportunities to practice that, so I've tried to build one into this class. So everything, this document is on D2L. Again, the discussion board is up there as well. That's where you'll submit your presentation. I'll then move that discussion board over into week 8, and in week 8, your task will be to review 10 of those presentations, and then submit your notes to me at the end of week 8. As always, you have any questions, any problems, feel free to let me know. All right, thanks for watching.